All right, guys, it looks like some major things are going down with Ubisoft today. We got this report where Ubisoft San Francisco and Ubisoft Osaka are both closing, and the Sydney team is ramping down. This is not good considering it was just like not long ago that Ubisoft was coming out saying that everything was a-okay, that XDefiant wasn't closing, which we're going to talk about that as well. Things are going bad for Ubisoft, who's already had a terrible fucking year. Stock was at an all-time decade low. Assassin's Creed Shadows had to be delayed by 3 fucking months. Star Wars Outlaws didn't sell as much as they had hoped. Skull and Bones was also a flop. Prince of Persia was a flop. Ubisoft removed me from their creators program. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But yeah, you can see up to 177 people have been laid off, apparently. Half of the XDefiant team is moving to other projects, so that's gone. Ubisoft had hoped the game could compete with Call of Duty, but was recently denying shutdown rumors amid declining player numbers. So yeah, that was a couple months ago, actually, like maybe 1 or 2 months ago. They were saying that they were still holding strong, and that was supposed to be the COD killer, guys. I remember that was a big deal when that came out. I played it like once or twice on beta and then after launch, and I was just like, you know what, this ain't for me, this ain't vibing. And yeah, we have actually a correction down here at the bottom where it says correction updates cuts are expected to be closer to 277, not 177. The Ubisoft San Francisco production studios closing, and the San Francisco business office will be remaining open. So this is no fucking surprise, to be completely honest. We've seen how everything's been going down with Ubisoft this entire year, like I said, and people were calling it out. Grums made his little tweet about it saying Ubisoft takes another hit, shuts down XDefiant. So that's big. I think they spent a lot of money. I'm not sure what the money is or the cost that they did with XDefiant, but it can't be good. It can't be good. Yorch Torch, with shout outs to them, says another one bites the dust not even a year after launch. Common Ubisoft L. So here's a message to players, I guess, that they sent out. We have a couple articles that we're going to look in here, but you can see people are just totally burning Ubisoft. Cook says if this keeps up, AC Shadow flopping could really be the final nail in the coffin for them. I think if Assassin's Creed Shadows flops, that rumor of them going for sale or going private might actually legitimately happen at this point. I mean, there's not much they can do. I think their reputation is tainted, unfortunately, and this is a company that had such a good reputation back in the day with some good franchises. Assassin's Creed, Beyond Good and Evil, I think, was that one of them? The Rainbow Six series. I mean, they've had a lot of stuff, and now it's just sinking. Literally, like this Dave Hunt photo right here is the epitome of what Ubisoft is right now, right? What Ubisoft is right now. So, Insider Gaming wrote this exclusive article. I guess they were the ones that broke the news, saying that it will be shutting down in June 2025. So the news was mentioned in an internal all hands meeting, apparently, where the decision was made due to poor player numbers and a lack of player spending, according to sources familiar with the decision to sunset the game. So June is when it's coming. So it's just lame duck now. I mean, what are they waiting for? Just cut it. Now, this goes on to say it's understood that layoffs will impact a significant number of employees at the San Francisco studio and supporting studios with some staff already receiving severance information. And it's never good for people to lose their jobs. Let me say that right now. That's not what my goal is when I try to call out Ubisoft or anything like that. It's not for people to lose their jobs, right? It's basically me just giving my opinion that certain things in the gaming industry are bad and they're going to hurt companies like they're hurting Ubisoft. I mean, look at the facts here, guys. Look how bad, how many game companies have flopped. Like all these games are flopping, all these studios spending money and wasting, all these people losing their jobs. Things aren't going well. Now, this goes on to say another wave of layoffs will happen in February with Ubisoft San Fran and Osaka closing its doors. And season 3 will be the last entire season of XDefiant with the skeleton crew maintaining the title until June. Imagine being part of that skeleton crew. Imagine being part of that small selective few that has to make sure that the lights are on for another few months. That's sad. There's like no hope. They can't even turn things around. And I don't think there's any kind of hope that they could turn this around. But hey, one funny thing is it lasted a lot longer than Concord did, right? Talk about a waste of money on that. So Apparently, Mark Rubin, who is the executive producer for XDefiant at Ubisoft in San Fran, put this long statement out here saying that they're unfortunately here to announce that XDefiant will be shutting down starting today, December 3rd. New downloads and player registrations will no longer be available. So if you haven't played it yet, you can't get on it. You can't download it. We will still release our Season 3 content in the near future. Exact date TBD. I don't even think it might come out at all. And the servers will remain active until June 3rd, 2025. For those who purchase the Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. Those refunds should happen automatically within 8 weeks of today, and you can find more details at their website. And then he just goes on to talk about how he's heartbroken to have to be writing this post, and just a little bit of the history of the San Francisco studio and stuff. And it's I'm empathetic, but you know, when you see a company like Ubisoft who focuses more on DEI initiatives and putting woke bullcrap in video games, you know, this is just the way it goes, right? It's a big red flag for companies like that, and it affects all the fucking company, all the branches, even the people that aren't employees that are activists get affected by it when it shuts down. Now, this goes on. He's saying, you know, the game has been a personal passion for him for years, and he knows that not all the challenges lead to victory, but he wants to recognize all the developers who are being affected by this closure. Each and every single one of them is a real person with a real life separate from our own, and they've all put so much of their own passion into making this game. So pretty much all the usual stuff, you know, the thank yous and all this. I don't know if they're getting cooked in the comments, but I guess it does look, I mean, G5BB, shout outs to them, says, I will never forgive y'all for letting this game die, you fucking COD nerds. Y'all just showed Activision y'all truly don't care about skill-based matchmaking with all the crime y'all do. You get what you deserve from now on. So, wow, G5BB defending the game, saying, you know, people that refuse to move on from COD made this die. You know, people are saying they're gutted. They feel the game was about to find its footing with Season 3. I mean, what else can we do right here? COD Killer. Damn, this must have been tough post to ride. I wish Ubisoft had been smart enough to put the game on Steam. That probably could have helped, right? This makes me really sad. I still believe if the game comes out fully during Modern Warfare 2, it has a fighting chance. Unfortunately, waiting till COD corrected itself with Modern Warfare 3 and releasing, it felt like it stood no chance. I mean, in all honesty, you hate to see it. You really hate to see it when game companies have to shut down games and services and stuff. But again, this is something that has been going on with Ubisoft for quite some time. You know, not even a lot of people have even heard of XDefiant. That's the problem. It says it started its uphill battle soon after release of Season 1 with the lack of player spending, having the team scrabbling to cut cost. In August 2024, so it was August 2024 where Insider Gaming was reporting that XDefiant was on borrowed time despite initially having strong player numbers. Frustrations within the studio were always aimed at its leadership, who refused to take responsibility for the project's shortcomings, which could have been avoided with a better studio culture. So again, it goes back to that studio culture. Same thing that we heard with Firewalk Studios, where it's like a toxic work environment where they were more focused on ideologies and stuff instead of actually making a good environment where morale is big, where people want to make great games that people want to play. You can see in late March 2024, this reporter who worked for Insider Gaming says the reporter on the studio's toxic work culture, and despite an internal investigation that concluded last month, they were told that the issues have been swept under the rug and that its problems were still prevalent. So that's interesting. I don't recall that story. Let's go ahead and clock onto that if we could possibly do it. Is it not going to fucking load? I guess not. So let me see if I can pull that article up right here. Sometimes these websites are really finicky with their advertisements getting in the way. There we go. So behind XDefiant's toxic work culture crunch and years of delay. So this was in August that this person by the name of Tom Henderson reported that there was a lot of stuff inside of this. Apparently it was called the Boys Club. The Boys Club was the name given to a select few individuals who caused constant problems for the game's development, and the term was collectively agreed upon by some members of the team to feel a sense of camaraderie. But years later, that group grew to a dozen or so, both male and female individuals, and its term has evolved into something much more bitter than the studio. The group has been the cause of missed deadlines, crunch, a toxic work environment, multiple people leaving the project. Okay, so apparently there's a little clique here that had issues that would cause the team's development to be a toxic work culture, right? Very, very interested. It's a closed group of protected individuals who think they're better than everyone else and do as they please. So yeah, that's exactly what sounds like what happened to Firewalk at Concord. Firewalk Studios with Concord as well. There was a little click of if you didn't comply with the echo chamber, you get forced out. So yeah, looks like Ubisoft San Francisco and Osaka are closing down, guys, and XDefiant is no more. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Love to hear what you guys have to say, and subscribe if you haven't. If you're brand new, if you haven't hit that subscription button, consider doing it now. We're close to 94,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you guys be part of the team. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.